Finally.
Our short technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. I was just like, oh, somebody didn't like what I had to say.
Oh, I know. I was thought, what was that? What's
We
going on?
apologize. I totally apologize. It had
Yeah.
something was going on with the stream with the studio that I'm using. So like everything else came back up after I refreshed and rebooted, except
Yes.
the app here, our virtual studio. So I apologize, everybody. And so while we were on our little short break. Did you see me typing in the chat?
I did.
You did.
I did. And I thought, oh no, how are we gonna reach each other? Oh no, can she see me? I kept refreshing.
I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is terrible." So I like I said, I apologize again, and then I'm glad we're back. So this
Yes.
technically is the part two. So this is a part two to the part one. So I'm gonna try to have to figure out how to like cut the end down to I was trying to see if I could download it so I could like re-edit
Yes.
it and then
Edit.
repost it.
That would be great.
So, but so back to Roe and the situation with black women and protected black women. I saw one of my mutuals while I was waiting to get back up. One of my mutuals on TikTok said that she had a conversation. She's a black woman. She had a conversation with her friend earlier, and what was interesting was she was saying that a lot of the crack babies are all grown up now and they haven't done any
Hmm.
studies. They haven't been doing any studies about the effects of, what they would be like and all those crap babies that were born in the 90s and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's an interesting thought because I actually was telling Chrissy uh, that one day I was telling her, I said, you know what? All these men are running around here using those ED pills, those blue pills, Viagra.
Oh,
What if
right, right.
their behavior, and I was talking about men in general because pretty much all the men are acting crazy. I was like, what if their behavior is a side effect of those pills?
Yeah, what if? I wonder.
Of those little blue
I
pills.
have the blue pills. Is that fentanyl, the blues, or what?
The Viagra.
Wow, so
Yeah, all
all
those
kinds
ED
of
pills.
strange.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no.
and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I was trying to make sense of why all these men are walking around here acting crazy. And it's like so a lot of the guys want to say not all men. Well, women can't take a chance of believing that you're one of the not all men. So as
Right.
far as a lot of women are concerned, it is all men until you prove to them otherwise.
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
Because they're still making excuses for her those it's like those videos that we're showing that I showed you earlier about Roe slapping the white man in the videos, but
Right.
they're lacking in comprehension because she even has in the title of the video it's a skit. It's a skit.
Yeah.
Like it's like no white man is just gonna let a black woman just come up and just start slapping him, like
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
the blue. But it was a skit.
Did I miss that in the live? Was it at
No,
that point?
well, I showed you earlier.
Oh yeah.
Let
Right.
me pull it up. It was a video of her um walking up to it was the two white guys and then she
Okay.
like slapped them, but it was like a skit for reparations or something like that. And
Right.
so they're trying to use these videos as oh, she deserved that's why she's aggressive and just going up to these people and slapping them and stuff like that. It's like you are not even comprehending that in her description it says skit. Let me see if I can find the video. But yeah, it's any excuse. They're trying to find any excuse to say that
And
black
they're
women.
yeah lacking
Mhm.
context and just being lazy and
Right.
trying to find an excuse to
Any excuse.
justify these actions towards her.
Mhm. And the fact that their ego is bruised,
Yes.
probably more
Yes.
bruised because of the fact that she's in LGBTQ
Yes.
in that community, and she's not, she's a pretty lady,
Yeah.
so they really are insulted by that.
I wonder how many people are like, or what types of people are rooting for the perps who hit her. Are they mainly men, black men, or just people in general?
Mainly black men, which is really
Wow.
really
Well,
sad. It's
that's
really
sad.
sad. Let me see. I can't. I thought well, when I had to refresh all of my tabs
Oh yeah. Oh
disappeared.
yeah.
I don't
Speak.
know.
I'll
I'm
try
gonna
to
try.
fix my lighting just so that
Okay.
I'll try to.
Let me see here. I think I saved. Let me see. I'm gonna save. I think I saved this in my library here. Um. Oh, okay. So this lady here, Portia, she's basically talking about those videos that they pulled up. So I'm going to play Portia's video to give everybody some context because I can't really find. They are online if you go to TikTok or if you go to Twitter or IG. They have those videos. So if you are listening and viewing this, there's a couple of videos of Ro walking up to these white guys. One's in sitting down and one's standing up, and she slaps him. But it's like a reparation skit. So that has nothing to do with her deserving to be assaulted the way she was and not to be protected. But it was a skit. So we have to make that clear because the black men are trying to say that, well, she did that and that was one of the reasons why she deserved to be assaulted. No, it was a skit. Okay, let me share this video from Portia. I like her. And if you're on TikTok, follow Portia on TikTok. I love her.
This is one of those moments where I'm glad that I can download a video before posting it so I can talk about this comment without actually commenting to this person because I'm going to get rid of them. But this is on the post that I'm talking about the black woman that was hit with the brick for telling a man no. It says, did you see the video in which at Benny Ray where this same lady slapped an innocent white man? An innocent white man. Keep that part. She's a nasty person herself. It's karma. For the record, the woman in question is Rho. Her name on here is Rho Reports. I believe Rho_Reports. She has two skits posted that were done with white men consensually where she is pretending to slap them for reparations. This is what they're talking about. But what's wild is that even with it being a skit, even with it being identified as a skit, clearly identified, even saying in a caption that it was done with consent, that is what a man will think deserves being hit with a brick for saying no about giving out her phone number. That is what a man will consider karma for being told no. A skit about slapping a man for reparations. Men are wild because they will spend more time trying to find things that they feel will justify the attack against the woman than they will actually protecting women. Pathetic. You know what? I'm going to reply to this.
Very interesting. I was just thinking about karma, and it's funny that she brought it up. Like, yeah, I mean, the thing is, guys, you got to be careful because karma could come back to you. If you don't stand up for your own, if you don't stand up for helping people when you're in need of someone backing you, it's going to come back to you.
And it's already playing out.
Yeah, that's horrible. We got to stick up. We don't need to care about being rejected or, whether someone likes us or not, or whether they're playing on our team, when it comes to sexual orientation. We need to stand up for each other. We need to be family. We need to start loving each other, doing the right thing. I was saying this to you earlier, like if it were a white man or hitting her, and they wouldn't let that happen. I kind of feel like they would be more like how it was when I was growing up and going to school. Maybe black kids, they didn't like each other. They talked bad about each other's clothes and hair and who was poor, whatever. But if there was a white kid picking on someone, from their community, they were all trying to stand up for that black kid. It's like, oh, so
I'm going to use I'm going to use an example of when I first got with my late husband. Okay, we were this is like when we first got together. So I had a shop I was moving out of, but I had merchandise that was left in my shop that I was going to go back to pick up because there was a restaurant next to it that these people moved into, and they were going to move in and expand and over into my shop. Well, I was coming back to get my merchandise. I just spent like hundreds of dollars on this merchandise, and I was actually going to send it back to the distributor. They took my stuff that was in there, gave it away to people on the street that were coming in. They gave it away. They didn't even have the key to my shop, so I don't even know how they got in there. But yes, that was very upsetting to me. So these guys, they were of Middle Eastern descent, or Greek or something. And they were they I saw them on the sidewalk because I confronted them. I went over to their shop and I confronted them. I said, "How dare you give my things away when I was coming back to get my stuff and I was still within the time limit to come get my merchandise?" Well, my best friend at the time went with me. So these guys decide to verbally assault us. They didn't physically assault us, but they verbally assaulted us. And somebody ran into the restaurant because my late husband was working at the time. He's a bartender. They were like, Sharon is talking to dude because he had told me not to go over there. But no, I was very upset and pissed off about that. That was several hundreds of dollars.
Mhm.
And it wasn't his to be given away to people. And people kept coming up to me and saying, "Oh, I got this from your shop. I got this from your shop." Like, how do you get my stuff? They were giving my stuff away. So I got into an verbal altercation with this man at his shop. I was on the sidewalk, and I said, he said, "You can." I said, "I'm not coming in there." I said, "I'm here on the sidewalk. This is the public sidewalk. I'm not coming into your place to start any mess with you on in your business, your place of business." But did want to confront him about giving away my merchandise, and he was calling me and my friend like all kind of names and stuff like that. And the
Mhm.
Carrie cuz, mind you, he is huge. He's like 6'3". He had a like big belly. He looked like a big Buddha, bald head. He was a big teddy bear, but when he got mad, you took notice because he didn't get mad often. He was just laid back all the time. But he was defending me and my friend. So he goes and he gets in front of me talking to this guy. I said, "No, I can handle this." He said, "No, I'll handle this." This is what he said. He was a big white man. He's a big white
Mhm.
man, big old teddy bear. And this dude pulls out a gun. Okay,
Well,
mind you, as big as my late husband was, he sees that guy, he pulls out a gun, and he's like, "What are you gonna do?" My late husband saying this, "What are you gonna do?" I'm going cold and I'm in shock, and my best friend and I are just like, "Oh my God." He proceeds to walk into that cocked and loaded gun. Dude didn't fire the gun, but Carrie was that he walked into that gun, making a point of protecting me and my friend and my honor as a woman, as a black woman. It took 5 men the size of my late husband, and I'm talking big. They were big men. It was like two other black guys that were really big. They were like bouncers, mind you. They were like bouncers
mhm.
at restaurants and bars. It was 2 other black guys and 3 white guys that were his friends. They were just as big as him. It took all of them to try to pull him back, and they were barely pulling him back
Wow.
because he was defending me and my friend. So I was just using that as an example. It's not that hard
Yeah.
to protect people.
Yeah, exactly. If if there's a an interest to protect and enough love there, yeah. But you can't show up with the love, Can't show up with the love
And
when the wife
that was
you
shocking
got
to me. Like that, I didn't ask
yeah.
him. Obviously,
That's
did not ask him to do that. He did that because he was mad about what that man was saying to me and my friend,
yeah.
and he
We
was
need more
just protecting
protective.
me. Yes, he was very protective. He was a good protector for
Yeah, I
all
would
his
let
life.
exactly, and that's the way it should be. I feel like, we call each other sister and brother. We don't even know each other's names, but it's
Right.
like, are you? Come on. Let's be kind to each other. Let's, help each other. Let's reach out to each other. And that protective spirit. Let's show
Mhm.
the whole world that not only do we want to be treated with, equality and respect, we treat each other that way. So I think when in the Black community at large,
Mhm.
throughout the entire Black diaspora, when we learn to respect each other and stop picking fights with each other over little things, then the rest of everybody else is going to see that we
Mhm.
respect each other, and they're going to want to treat us better. I
And
just think we need to stop, giving ourselves a reason to not stand up for each other when we
mhm.
see injustice happening.
But a lot of that too is, and I'm not even blaming it all on that, but it's manufactured. A lot of this is manufactured
Mm,
as well because um
mm,
no matter what anybody says, like a lot of the music that the like black rappers put out, for example, that's disrespecting black women, you know how popular it is within other demographics. You know,
mm.
white people probably consume more rap music and that kind of stuff more than black people do. Um, they hear those things and they see those things, the disrespect, they hear the disrespect thrown towards black women. So it's like, well, if these black guys don't respect them and don't want to protect them, then we feel, and I'm not like we have to say not all, but they
Mhm.
feel like if the black men are doing this, then why should anybody else, respect and protect black women? And that hurts my heart as well too. That's another reason why I don't consume that kind of music or entertainment. I don't. That's just one example of the problems of because I mean it's like a kid. If they see somebody doing something, they're going to try to emulate that.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's like they shouldn't be kids. They shouldn't just emulate what they see. They should understand it's entertainment, it's art. Just like when
Hmm.
we think of heavy metal
Yeah.
bands,
Hmm.
Judas Priest,
Hmm.
Ozzy Osbourne,
Hmm.
Black Sabbath, they were doing all this stuff for entertainment, but the bozos out there in the world were taking this stuff literally and
Hmm.
thinking, oh, this music is causing our kids to want to kill each other and kill each.
Right.
And I
Right.
thought, it's just, I'm sorry, there are people that just are unfortunately not doing mentally well that believe everything they hear and see. They don't understand that it's not literal.
Hmm.
So if I think I might have mentioned this in the voicemail that you replayed in one of your podcasts, where if people if non-blacks want to believe everything they see in
Hmm.
rap music videos, then I
Right.
think that you know they're insulting their own intelligence
Right.
because
But
if
black
they're
women in the process are become collateral damage. We didn't ask
yeah
for this, and we become in our community, the black women become the collateral damage.
yeah, and I think that in the response to that, they should speak up, and respond back with like kind of like I'm not like a big fan of Nicki Minaj, but I do like the fact that she uses this stance of trying to flip the roles of male rappers to being that
Mhm.
sort of.
Right.
It's obviously a parody of how she presents that sort of dominance in her style of music or rap music by being the female dominator when it comes
Hmm.
to her music and her. I think it's more political. It's
Right.
not just just okay. Maybe it became that way because when you're a star, of course, the media is going to get a hold of you. They're going to want you to shake your butt, do all this other stuff that's typical Hollywood. But I
Hmm.
think that at least I can say her original message was to sort of clap back at the male dominance in the
The
rap music
misogyny
industry.
war, the misogyny.
Exactly. And
Hmm.
sort of make fun of the way that they objectify women's bodies and
Hmm.
women's roles. She's not the only one, but I think there's clever ways to handle that sort of message by
Hmm.
not letting people win. It's like, can we
Right.
just be stoic and strong about it and stop caring about whether people think that we're going to act or behave a certain way just because they watch a whole bunch of rap music videos
Mhm.
on MTV or I don't know.
And that's the power of the media, and I just really wish, and that's why I am so passionate about building this media company. You know that
Mm,
I want us to reclaim our image and show a side, and it's not it's not respectability politics or anything like that. But there are so many talented people out there that don't get a voice, so people could see that we are more than what the
hmm
mainstream
hmm
media tries to present us as.
Exactly.
It's definitely
There's
not
yeah,
respectability politics. So
yeah.
I'm trying to establish a platform where we can counter. There's got to be a balance
hmm
because there's always going to be
Yeah.
people out there that like that other kind of entertainment, but there are people out there that want another, you know, better representation. And like I said, I'm not a Nicki. I'm not a fan of the that kind of stuff. But I get what you're saying about Nicki Minaj and her trying to flip the the how she represents herself in the male dominated industry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're right. We're multi-talented.
Hmm.
We have so many layers. So I would like that too
Hmm.
if we could, receive the platform to be
Hmm.
seen as in doing all the different things that we do, or being the different things we are, being intelligent
Hmm.
and
Right.
having a stance in when it comes to philosophy and everything like
Right.
that.
Right.
Not just looking sexy or
Hmm.
checking
Right.
our
Right.
parts,
But some of us are like, because
and
like
not
when I
just
was
being mothers.
like you, like we're hippie-ish, we're bohemian, like I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm a mixed match type, eclectic type person.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never fit any sort of, box because like I would wear an
Yes.
Iron Maiden t-shirt and go to karaoke and
Mhm.
sing the Dixie Chicks. And that was shocking to people. You know what I'm saying? Like I would get up on stage and sing "The Heartaches on Me" by the Dixie Chicks in an Iron Maiden t-shirt. So I like the reaction of the
Yeah.
crowd when I got up there to sing the Dixie Chicks, and I had an Iron Maiden t-shirt. They were
I
just
just
like,
love the
"Wait, where am
confusion.
I?"
Exactly.
Where am I?
I love it. Hey, exactly. I love to confuse people. I just love to make them think differently. Yeah,
Right.
because again,
But
it's
I
like if you
happen to
got people,
love Iron Maiden and the Dixie Chicks.
exactly. We can do it too.
Yeah.
We can do it too. I mean,
Yeah.
most of the metal bands like Megadeth, most of them were fans of BB King, jazz,
Right.
and so it's like, why can't we do that? Why can't we be into we?
I want to play this video of my mutual on TikTok, and when she was talking about the side effects. Hold on, let me see. Did I save it or did I
hmm
just like it here? So her name is the Kaftan lady. And what she was saying, what we were
Ah.
talking about earlier about the side effects of the crack epidemic, I mean, she made a good point. Like I said, this is just opinion, and I just thought this was
Mm.
really interesting. This could be like a maybe somebody out there has got money, could do a study or something like that. I mean, seriously, because nobody's
Yeah.
really talked about that. Like I was saying with the Viagra, somebody needs to do a study about that, I believe, because it just doesn't make sense with all of this these men at the same time in different demographics acting crazy. Not just the black man, the white man, the Asian
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
all of them acting crazy. And then knowing that they're all taking ED pills, what if that's a side effect?
Yeah. Or
Let me
yeah.
play her video. Let's see. It is loading. Load. There she is, right there.
So can we talk?
I mean, like, for real, can we talk? Can we have some real dialogue, some real discussion here? Because I cannot wait to do this video because my girlfriend, I just ended a conversation with her and she said something to me that fucked me up. So we're discussing this whole rose situation, right? And we are talking about all the reasons why we think that black men are so violent towards black women. And you know, that's a very heavy, very layered discussion. So we touched on patriarchy, we touched on power, we touched on jealousy, we touched on mental illness. I mean, we talked about everything. And then just when I thought the conversation was about to end, she says to me, and it's also crack. And I
Oh,
thought to myself, is crack still a thing? And so I asked her, is that even still a thing? Crack? And she said, well, I'm sure that it is, but I'm not talking about crack now. I'm talking about crack then. She said, T, all the crack babies have grown up, and they've had babies too. And that she thought that the neurological effects of crack cocaine in the black community are still playing out. She talked about how she did not think that there has been enough research or money put into research when it comes to the neurological effects that the crack cocaine epidemic had on black communities and black people. I never thought about that. But when she said it, I immediately thought about some of the people in the community that I knew were on crack cocaine and what that did to them and their kids. I can remember how a lot of their kids were. ADD, attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity disorder. And I don't want to go too far in because this isn't anything that I really know anything about. But she really got me to thinking. Now, obviously, this isn't the only reason. She was just saying that she thought that it was also one of the reasons as to why a lot of these men are so monstrous and cannot control themselves and lack emotional intelligence because they never had the capacity for it. What do y'all think about that? Because she might not be wrong.
very good food for thought.
Hmm. I mean,
Interesting.
like I said, this is an opinion show, but I mean, I didn't even think of that. That's like
Yeah,
we remember how it devastated the
interesting.
communities, how bad it was, and then all of a sudden nobody talks
Mm,
about that anymore. So that
mm,
might be, a topic or of study that really needs to
definitely.
be looked at.
And they definitely don't want to do that because that's like exposing the pharmaceutical industry or the corruption behind the cops and the
Right,
government. But
because, of course, they're the ones that fill the communities with all of that, but yeah, but,
try
I mean,
something else.
something's got to give something has got to give in this case because Black
Yeah.
women are in danger. We are the last, uh, protected, the most disrespected, and if nothing is addressed, there's going to be more. I mean, I'm already seeing like people saying, strap up, strap up, strap up, strap up.
Oh my
We've
God.
got, you know what I'm saying? Like that is it's just gonna go from bad to worse for in that case. I'm not, do whatever you need to do to protect yourself. Um, but this it's not gonna end well. And on that note, this is our second part. We are going to prepare for another show. And if you like this show, um, send us also your questions, send us your comments, send some calls and voicemails to Erin and let her know
All right.
how well she did on her first show. This is great,
Oh
great
my goodness.
joining me. This is so much fun. And we
It
have
was very fun.
yes, this is so much fun. And thank you guys for bearing with me with my technical difficulties. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe, boost the numbers, the likes and sharing. That helps with the algorithm. Um, and also, if you would like to support us, we are peer supported and we have a merchandise shop. That's very important because your support helps us with our broadcasting, helps keep the light on. Yeah. Tip us, give us
support Sharon.
$5, right? $5, any little bit helps. It will be greatly appreciated. And we're gonna go out here. I'm gonna play our merchandise link here. Click on scan the QR code. So you can go straight to the merchandise shop and you can see all our other merchandise, and it's helpful. And we greatly appreciate it. And we will see you on the next show. Thank you.
See
Thank
you guys.
you.
Vielen Dank. Bye, guys.